This movie is about using ACP Planner to write a script that the program ACP can use to operate the telescope in an automated fashion overnight. So to open ACP Planner, there's a shortcut right on the computer screen here. You also have the option of going down here and picking ACP Planner here. So once you open ACP Planner, this window will come up. And what this allows you to do is basically tell the program the steps you want it to take over the course of the evening. So one of the things that you have to make sure of is that your observatory is open. So if you click on this Startup, Open, and Chill button, you can decide when you want to open the dome and when you want to chill the cooler. So this is really convenient if you're, say, setting up your script at 2 in the afternoon and you want to open at 4 p.m. and chill the cooler at the same time, and then maybe start imaging at 6:30 p.m. or something like that. You can also set the temperature of the camera chip. It should be set to -50 if you're going to use this option to chill the camera. Tonight, I'm actually going to be starting imaging at in about a few minutes at 10 o'clock p.m. You can see the time here is 9:57. So I'm going to open the dome myself, and I'm going to chill the coolers myself. And so I'm not going to use this menu, but it is a nice menu to use, and it works. So I'm going to close that for now. So another thing you might want to do is get a set of flats, and if you're starting off before it's dark, you have the option of taking dusk flats. Since it's late in the evening, I'm not going to be able to do that, but I can get flats in the morning. So I'm going to click the option Dawn Flats. Now, I've already written a separate script that tells the program what it needs to do when it takes dawn flats, and you don't really need to worry about the details of that, because if you check that button, it's going to happen for you. I'd like to tell you that clicking shutdown at the end of the run would close the observatory for you after imaging was completed. But for some reason that is not understood to me, this doesn't actually work. It used to work, but then we changed some settings and it doesn't work anymore. So that's something that I'd like to get sorted out. But for now, there's really no point in checking that button. So you have to, in the morning, close the observatory manually. You can't get the script to do that for you. So let's put in a target now. I'm going to do that by right-clicking on this field here. And when I do that, this window comes up, and I'm just going to go to Add New Target. And then it gives me this new window. I'm going to put the target name in. I'm interested in imaging 1220 Crocus tonight. And I've already searched for 1220 Crocus within the Sky program. The reason for that is that the Sky will give me the coordinates that I need for 1220 Crocus. And I'm going to go to the equatorial 2000 coordinates and put those in. And those are 07, 51, no, 07, 50, 09. And the declination is 18, 56, 00. There's just one more thing that you want to do here. Go back to this middle number here, which this is the degrees. This is arc minutes and arc seconds. Just subtract 2 from the number of arc minutes. So that actually takes me down to 54. This is something we do because ACP will put the asteroid right in the center of our camera chip. And as you all know, we've got a column in the center of our chip that isn't as sensitive as the rest. And so if we put the asteroid on there, we won't get very good results. So this just moves the asteroid over a tiny amount. The last thing is I can decide what time I want the camera to start imaging. I want it to image as soon as possible. So I'm going to put 22:01 in here. As you can see, it's 10 o'clock right now. And then I'll just push OK. And it'll tell me, oh no, it starts in 0 minutes. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. If it starts imaging a little bit late, everything will still work. So I'm not worried about that. And I don't want to have to wait for it to start imaging once I get ACP running. So now I have to tell it what kind of filter and what type of exposure I want. Tonight I'm going to go with a luminance filter. I'm going to try 60 images at 300 seconds each, and I'm going to not do any binning, so I put a 1 in there. And when I update, you can see this is going to take me to 3:51 in the morning. That's not going to work for me. I want to go a little bit longer. So I'm going to try changing to 80 and update that. 5:48, that looks pretty good. That's a little bit before sunrise. So this will finish at 5:48 in the morning. And now the last thing I need to do is just save. So I'm going to save plan as, and my convention is to put in the year, 2014, the month, and then the day, and then I like to do underscore please work. It just gives me a little bit of added luck because, as you know, lots of things can go wrong here. So then I just do save. It turns out that I actually tried this movie already once, and I didn't have the microphone on, so I already made one of these files. So it asks me if I want to replace it, and I'll say yes, but you won't get that message. And okay. All right, so now it says your plan is set to run. If ACP is ready to go and you want to start your plan, it will automatically wait and get going. Do you want to start right away? The answer is no, because I didn't actually open ACP before I got this going. So here it shows me the text files that ACP will read when I run ACP. I'm just going to minimize those so I can refer to them later if I need to. And then I will close out of the program. And now I am ready to start imaging tonight. Okay, one more addendum. What if you are up in the observatory in the afternoon and you want to image an asteroid that night? As you know, the asteroid moves relative to the background stars, and so these coordinates will be changing over time. So if you put the asteroid's coordinates in at 2 p.m. and then you image at 10 p.m., it could be pretty close to running off the camera chip. So you really want to get your coordinates to be at about the time you start imaging. Let me disconnect from the telescope and show you how you would do that. I'm going to go up to Data, Time, and it's already 10 p.m. Let me just run forward to 11:30 p.m. So look at these coordinates: 7:50:09, 18:56:00. Now let me run forward to 11:30 p.m. This is the object right here that I'm interested in. You can see that these haven't changed at all, but when I click on the object again, those coordinates update. You can see they're different now. And so you want to get coordinates that are pretty close to the time when you're going to start imaging, and then subtract 2 here. Okay, so always when you're done getting coordinates for your object, return to the correct time, and you can get out of that window, and only then should you connect back up to the telescope. If you connect to the telescope when the time is wrong, it will sometimes be confused and think that it's below the horizon, which usually leads to trouble. All right, that's it for this one. Thanks for listening.